Welcome back once again. Pakistan's powerful army chief met with Iran's parliament speaker on Thursday after the Pakistani mediators traveled to Iran to press more efforts to effect the cease of fire, and also after more than 5 weeks now of exchanged aggression between the US and Iran, and the killing, of course, of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and top security officials Ali Larjani. Ghalibaf now is widely seen as Iran's top negotiator, as he traveled last weekend to Pakistan for a first round of talks. Now, there are no details of the second round, but hopefully there are extended and more pressure that is effected on both sides to be able to come to a common end between both parts. We're very delighted to be joined over the phone for more details with Dr. Amani Shenawi, by Dr. Hassan Wagih, a professor of international relations. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir? A good day to you.
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Again,
good day to you too.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure. Again, we are embarking on the same issue. The last time we had the pleasure to talk to you, it was the first round. And we were also crossing our fingers that this round of talks would effect into something positive. But then, as usual, it seems that there is nothing wrong with the table of negotiations. It is the issues are with one part that is not respecting the conditions, or that sometimes violate the conditions, or what exactly could you call it? This is now the second round.
I would call it unprecedented crisis, a very deep crisis, and I don't think it is very easy to solve in one round, of course. Negotiators need to dispel fears and dispel misconception and misunderstanding, and they came up to a point where they about to tie each other, though differently. If the United States had the upper hand militarily speaking, but Iran was capable of negotiating through other means and other arms and other ways of suffocating the entire world economy, and this is a real power when it comes to pressure of negotiations, though it is against the international law. But who is working with the international law now? I hope they will come back to their senses and raise the issue of international law, of course. Right. So I think it's very complicated, and it needs several rounds, actually.
So in the science of politics, it usually takes several rounds, or this particular issue needs several rounds?
Of course, any negotiation with deep cultural dimension, military dimension, economic dimension, and world interest dimension, I think this is to be in rounds. And the most important thing is to come to a ceasefire during this round. This round is not effective at all when it comes under bombing. So hopefully, with good optimism and with good statements that would really re-establish a lost trust. Trust building is a very difficult process, and it is very needed, and we call it in negotiation sciences a dilemma of trust and cooperation. If you trust me, I can cooperate with you, and we can come to a solution.
There were statements given and truths given about the dilemma of trust in negotiation. But now the reason this question is raised is that because the peace negotiations, the history of peace negotiations in different crises wasn't really it didn't sound nice, because it took sometimes years. Peace negotiations like the Middle East peace negotiations took years and years, and sometimes it doesn't come to a common end. But anyway, let me just ask another question. To what extent do you think that the geopolitical tensions that is not resolved until now would still dictate the energy prices despite the global shift towards the renewable energy? Because the more it is expanded in time, the more the energy prices become at hike, the more of course the supply chains are being disturbed. You know this cycle.
Yes, I would like to reconnect the two statements you made about the routinization of the problem or the crisis and many, many rounds, and also what about this particular imminent crisis. You know, routinization, when you are talking about peace process and it takes some time, no problem, so long as there is no deep impact on the world. But the dangerous thing in this crisis is that it needs quick actions, quick, real actions. Why? Because it really, with a great, deep impact on every part of the world. It is not only one country, so there is a pressure here. And I think that President Trump, when he's saying, yes, soon we will come to a settlement, you see the price of oil decrease. And the moment there is imminent fraction and outbreak of hostilities would have increase of... so this particular crisis has a very, very quick to react parameters. So I think that the mediator here is very important, and I think that they are exerting a good effort. And the Pakistan here is having a very good relation with Saudi Arabia, strategic relation. They have long-standing relations with Iran, and they have also the trust of the United States. You know, the Minister of Defense was the first to be invited in the White House by Trump, and who said he is his favorite field marshal. So I hope the Pakistanis will do something, will make a breakthrough, hopefully for the entire world, with the two powers contesting powers.
Right. At the end of the day, I'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of International Relations, and you have a beautiful day. We're going to go to a short break and we'll come back to you, so stay with us.